Question 4. Who would be the audience for your title and opening sequence? The target audience for my title and opening sequence is specifically 15 to 24-year-olds of both genders. I have chosen this particular audience due to the content of my opening sequence and its mature enough age to understand the thriller. The genre of my opening sequence is thriller, and from my target audience research it is evident that both genders watch thrillers on a rather equal scale. Not only this, but within my opening sequence there is expletive language and the prop of a knife involved, which would immediately attract an older, more mature audience. Furthermore, through mise-en-scene, I have related my protagonist to my target audience through costume. I have chosen the brands of Adidas and Admiral purposely because my target audience is more likely to buy these popular brands as they would want to have the stylish brands. My opening sequence is particularly dark, and therefore is another reason why I've chosen this demographic, because if this was aimed at a younger audience, not only would they not understand the video, but it would breach the BBFC age ratings as I have bad language and a knife involved in the video. This is my target audience, as teenagers and young adults are most likely to be physically fit, and they would aim to get the best body they possibly can achieve, and this means that they go on runs to the gym or be involved in a sports team. So therefore it will be easy to relate to my main character and bring that connection between the two. Preferences of my target audience. The type of clothing my target audience would wear is brands like Adidas, Nike, Fred Perry and Berghaus. This is due to the fact that these brands are internationally popular and teenagers like the clothing which these brands bring out. Adidas and Nike being sports brands, and this links into the theme of fitness in my opening sequence. Fred Perry is a brand which has been popular in Britain since the 90s, due to the casual subculture witnessed around at that time, which was adopted by teenagers and young adults. Berghaus is a popular walking gear brand, and again this links perfectly with the theme of fitness in my opening sequence. These brands are male orientated because of my male protagonist. However, I have purposely used Adidas footwear as it is becoming majorly popular amongst both genders. This can be done by going online and ordering clothes online, which means they are on their phone for longer and therefore going on social media more. During their spare time, my target audience would have liked to keep fit and be in a sports team, and in general engage in leisure activities quite regularly. This is due to my target audience having a connection with fitness and exercise. Furthermore, my target audience would have an interest in music, particularly indie, rock and punk, as in my opening sequence I have incorporated a modern punk song, Slaves Sockets. Some of my target audience will still be in full-time education, while some may be in tertiary and in part-time employment, and others in full-time employment. This means the majority of my target audience will have disposable income, and therefore they can spend their money on what they want, which would be the cinema or renting out a football pitch for the day. Due to the fact that the majority of my target audience are just leaving education, they still have a friendship group, and therefore can partake in leisurely activities together. Due to the age range of my target audience, some of my target audience will not be legally allowed to drink alcohol, and therefore they are not affecting their body in a negative way and will be focused on keeping fit and having a very healthy lifestyle. The genre of films that my target audience are likely to prefer is actions, adventures, and superhero movies. This is because of the explosions and the expressionistic storylines that are in superhero movies. However, the genre of thriller is very popular amongst other genres too, and because my age rating is relatively low, they can access my film easily. The type of TV programs viewed by my target audience will comprise of mainly dramas, which typically contain violence, which is a key theme in my opening sequence, so this will attract my target audience even more. For example, This Is England is a series which contains violence and incorporates clothing like Fred Perry, which again links to my target audience, so my opening sequence is similar to a drama but with more intense and thrilling atmosphere. So this attracts my target audience. Both age groups like dramas, as teenagers are going through adolescence and becoming slightly mischievous, alluding to the violent aspects, and young adults are still engrossed by youth culture. The type of target audience that will purchase and view my product will include many older teenagers and young teenagers. This is mainly down to the content of my film and the age rating, as my product includes elements of violence which would instantly appeal to a mature age group. The theme of fitness and music would appeal to my target audience as they are relatively young and will have a developing body they would like to keep in shape, and music is very prevalent in young adults and teenagers' lives as they are exposed to it in so many different situations, whether that being going to parties or simply listening to the radio in the car. Fitness and music both feature in my opening sequence and therefore will appeal to my target audience as they can relate to it easily as it is part of everyday life. I haven't chosen a higher age range as after 24 it is likely that people will focus on building a family, restricting their free time where they could exercise or engage in social groups regularly. Furthermore, the age of my protagonist is rather young and therefore I chose 15 to 24 as my age range because they will be able to relate to my main character. Socioeconomic groups. Some of my target audience is to fall in the C2 socioeconomic group as they will have finished education and immediately gone into an apprenticeship to be a tradesman or start to earn money instead of going into tertiary education. Some of my target audience will fall into C1 as they are still young but old enough to gain promotion into a higher managerial job and start to develop managerial skills for the future. Some of my target audience will fall into none of the socioeconomic groups as they will still be in full-time education and therefore they don't have to start earning money yet. Demographic information. Male or female, within the age range of 15 to 24, a relatively large social group due to just coming out of education, will have some disposable income to freely spend on their desirable products or services. Materialistic and focus on popular brands, still living with parents or have their own little apartment, in a relationship and like to watch films together. Psychographic information. Socialising regularly, using modern technologies and social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat. Some responsibilities like paying bills for the older target audience, but no less responsibility for the younger target audience because they will be living at home. Exercises quite regularly and takes pride in physical appearance. I have tried to reflect this information in my opening sequence as my main character has popular brands on which reflects his materialistic nature. Furthermore, technology is seen through the use of the phone and music. The idea of fitness is clearly shown throughout my opening sequence with my main protagonist going out for a run despite the weather conditions. This can create a clear connection between my film and my target audience as I have tried to present their age range accurately and reflect what a normal teenager and young adults will do.